Let's get into the debate topic for tonight. Debate topic for tonight. Has James Gunn been fired? Is he getting fired from the DCU? What is going on? What is going on, right? Now, reports have been circulating that my homie Jimmy Gunn, my homie Jimmy, could be getting the pink slip over there at DC. And I'm like, do y'all not remember what James Gunn does? Like Guardians 3, all the Guardians, Superman that just came out. I mean, y'all think he gonna get? They just started over. Y'all think he gonna? It don't even make sense when I heard it. I said it don't make sense. But rumors like these, man, it's like tearing down a football player in his prime or a sport, a basketball player in their prime, man. Fans we love conspiracy. Love conspiracy. Studios love uncertainty. It's a perfect storm, man. Perfect storm, get the people talking. But the crazy thing is, this is coming from Cosmic Circus. And I think, I'm going to just say this. I think Cosmic Circus, because a lot of the people who really ran with this were the people I deemed the Sneider writers. And I don't know why they think that if Gunn does bad, that they're going to run and go get Zack Snyder to finish the Snyderverse. Where are they getting this logic from? That's the weirdest logic with them saying. Once they said that James Gunn and Peter Safran is the head of the DCU and this is the direction we're going, why did the Snyderverse situation still get traction? I don't understand that. I never understood that. And I like Zack Snyder. But I've never seen a team get rid of a coach, get new quarterbacks and all that, and then go hire the old coach back. I've never saw that. Like, where did they do that at? All right, coach, it was good. You out of here. And then they go get a new quarterback, new running backs, D-line, new O-line. You know what I'm saying? They go get a whole new team. Get a new coach, bring him in, and then go and tell that coach, all right, man. And then even if they did fire James Gunn, they're not going to get Zack Snyder. They're not going to get Zack Snyder. And Gunn, yeah, they act like Gunn is some major failure or something. Gunn ain't failed them. WB has had the strongest year. The strongest year it's had in the longest of times. And James Gunn is a part of that. I know they want to say, oh, they might have fudged the numbers with Superman. What numbers don't they fudge? And I talk numbers I can talk numbers all day long. Good, bad, what's a flop, what's a failure, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But sometimes the sentiment of outweighs the numbers. Sometimes when I'm starting a culture over, the numbers don't matter. Let me get the culture here right first. The numbers will come. If I got good product, the numbers will come. James Gunn has good product. The numbers will come. Y'all might not like the way that he gets online and talk. Yeah, he be lying sometimes. Sometimes I think he say shit just to engage a lot of y'all, just to get y'all riled up. Just to get y'all riled up. Let's get into the cosmic part real quick. Since James Gunn DCU is falling apart, here's why. It's from the Critical Drinker. Boo. Says YouTuber Critical Drinker says James Gunn DCU is already in free fall. In his latest video, he argued the franchise is losing momentum after a string of underperforming projects, from Superman's box office to the lackluster reception of Creature Commandos and Peacemaker season 2. There was not lackluster reception of Superman in the box office. It just wasn't. It just wasn't. And the numbers don't lie. It wasn't lackluster reception. Everybody, for the most part, everybody likes Superman. For the most part, everybody likes Superman. Creature Commandos, okay. Y'all might have missed it. I thought it was pretty good, but I get it. It's on a streaming service. Maybe y'all missed it. Peacemaker season 2. A lot of people didn't like the finale. I think Six wanted me to talk about the finale. We could talk about the season 2 finale. I think we've gotten so used to the big explosion at the end, the big CGI battle at the end of these superhero television shows. And Gunn gave us something different, and we're not used to that. The homie Ty said he went to sleep on it. I thought it was a great way to wrap up these characters to push them forward. That's what I thought. We got, you know what I'm saying? No, it wasn't a big CGI fight fest like they normally do, but I don't necessarily think it was a bad finale. It wasn't the best, but I think it sets up. I think the way James Gunn's brain works, you know what? I put it to you like this. We've been so stuck in Feige's. Here you go, Six. Here you go, Six. We've been so stuck in the way Marvel and Feige has been giving us product that when something deviates from the way that they give us product, we think it's bad. Or we don't know really how to discern it. Because we're so used to the fraudulent one giving us how he gives it to us. In contrast to season 1 of Peacemaker to season 2, it's different. It wasn't crazy action like kind of with season 1. It was more story driven. You know what I mean? It was a lot more exposition, a lot more fleshing out these characters. But I think he did that. I think it's a means to an end because we have to have something going for it. I need to develop these characters the way I can because the stories that I want to tell going forward, I need y'all to know who these characters are because they will probably be detrimental, which is what he said, detrimental going forward. Yes, Buck. You're right. I would have, but the reason being though is because of what he's already given us. Feige, I can't fire him up for starting the MCU, right? I can't do that because he's trying to figure out what works and what don't work. Just like James Gunn, he's trying to figure out what's working and what don't work. So you're absolutely right. I would if Feige would have done this in the moment in time where his career is right here, right now, 10 years, 11, 12 years deep. No, what are we? for just 10 plus years removed from the inception of the MCU, yeah, you're gonna get fired up. Yes. Talk all of it. You're gonna get all the heat gonna come your way. Especially after I've seen what you've done with Black Panther, after what I saw you do with Sam. You know what I'm saying? The Eternals. Like, you've had grace after grace after grace after grace. That's the difference. We've been given Feige grace. And I think right now, because we're so, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think people are so fed up with Feige that they fed up with Gunn. And they just lump it all together. But I think Gunn deserves some great. He won movie in. He won movie in. What direction do y'all want DC to go? He giving y'all super. Why? Because Batman ain't show. I seen a lot of, where's Batman? Batman. I'm trying to tell y'all, there is a power struggle with Batman right now. People don't want to believe me. There is a Batman power struggle going on. James Gunn wants to do Batman. The people Zaslav is telling him, no, we're waiting on the Batman 2 to come. That's what I believe. I don't believe James Gunn wants the Batman 2 to come out, because that's taken away from his Batman. So I think it is a Batman power struggle happening right now. And that's why we're not getting the DCU's Batman. But I do think Gunn deserves grace. Drinker goes on to say the honeymoon period with Gunn is long over. The enthusiasm that greeted his appointment has faded, replaced with a realization that his version of the DCU isn't connecting with audiences. Where I want to know where they're getting this from. I want to know where they're getting this from. What do you mean it's not connecting with audiences? Superman was one of the biggest movies of the summer. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? One of the biggest movies of the summer didn't connect with the audience? So Drinker points to Superman's weak financial performance as the clear sign of trouble, citing a recent Forbes report. He says the film brought in around 615 worldwide, clearing just over 300 million after cost, not enough to break even. This, dear viewer, is what we call a flop. He says, noting Forbes had to admit the movie failed to turn a profit. Drinker adds that if Superman, the single most iconic superhero of all time, can't work under Gunn's leadership, the rest of the DCU stands little chance. Nothing is, and that's one thing. I know Stamina. I know. I'm just reading. I know. I'm only doing it to talk shit about the critical drinker, because this is just, it's just asinine. My bad, Stamina. I know. The crazy thing is, right? One movie, and Superman is not, hate to say it, he's not the Superman of old anymore. He's not the Superman of old anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not. That's just like when I say Iron Man is a C-list character, which he is, but not anymore in the sense of today's. Now, he probably will fade back into obscurity once everything dies down, Iron Man fade. But as of right now, Iron Man is A-list. He's, everybody know Iron Man. Superman now is probably a B-list character. Superman right now in the zeitgeist of superhero fandom Yeah, everybody know the symbol, but the character of Clark Kent, the character of Superman, is probably B-list at best over there at DC. It's Batman and probably nobody else. Batman is the Spider. Batman and Spider-Man. Y'all talking about iconic. Spider-Man does numbers. If he sneezes, he does numbers. If Batman stubs his toe, he does numbers. Those two are those are the dudes. You want to make money with a comic book movie? Put Batman in it. You want to make money with a comic book movie? Spider-Man. They don't miss. Superman misses. Superman misses. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Gunn is trying to build Superman back up. Iron Man didn't just come out the gate and become an A-list, you know what I'm saying, be what he is now. We built all that up. Give this man some grace. Let him build his universe. Let him build it out. I mean, it's Soups is still a priority. I'm not saying Soups ain't a priority. Soups, yes. Soups, Bat, Wonder Woman, Harley. They're all because they're all merchandising darlings. That Superman symbol, that shirt gonna sell. That Batman symbol is gonna sell. The Wonder Woman symbol is gonna sell. Harley has now become a symbol in her own right. It's gonna sell merchandise wise. So yes, they would be the top priorities because I can always make a toy, a T-shirt, a poster, a sticker from, you know what I'm saying, just those emblems and those images of those characters. But as far as putting them in front, live action, trying to sell them to an audience to get butts and seats, it's only one out of those four that you named. We tried it with Harley Quinn and the fantabulous life that she leads, or whatever the name of that movie was. Wonder Woman came in hot, you know, sizzled off in the end. But Bats won't die. Something about Bruce Wayne. People want to see it. People want to see Bruce Wayne just beat the shit out of people for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. But I think that's BS. Think it's trash. And it's coming from nowhere to me. Um, let's get into this. It's another article. What's the other article I got? I think I got another article in regards to James Gunn. Let me see if I can find it. Because I think people, because I'm taking this back to uh everybody wants Batman Superman that Zack Snyder gave us. And when I say Batman Superman, I mean that Superman was just Batman in Superman's costume to me. And I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I think he did a phenomenal job. But that was a brooding. It was like Bruce Wayne Clark. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a hybrid. Zack Snyder did great work. I'm not saying he did bad. He did great work. But you gotta let Gunn cook. You gotta let him cook. The thing is, this is where Warner Brothers went wrong with Zack Snyder. They didn't let him cook because they was worried about Marvel. They were so busy trying to play catch up, they didn't let Zack cook. So yeah, it feels unfinished. But you know what's funny to me with the Sneider writers? Zack Snyder went after he left Warner Brothers and DC. He went and put out all of these projects that y'all did not go and patronize. He put out all this stuff over at Netflix, and y'all didn't go patronize. I don't see nobody talking about it. Y'all love Zack Snyder so much, y'all don't talk about the zombie movie that he did over there with your boy. He did two of them zombie joints. Those are pretty good. Then we run into his Star Wars. He wanted to do Star Wars, so he wrote Star Wars, a Star Wars movie, and then he just flipped it to his own. And then he gave us like 3 long ass movies. Y'all didn't support his stuff. But y'all keep, we need Zack Snyder back. The Snyderverse will be returned once they get rid of Gunn. Why would they get rid of it? It don't even make sense to get rid of Gunn. It don't even make sense. Even, and I saw the rumor floating around, hey, we hire Gunn, we make it, you know what I'm saying, we make everything shiny for a sale just when WB sells or whatever. Maybe. But let me ask you this. When you do something like that, that means you want to raise the value of the product so somebody would buy it. So if I'm buying the product, I'm not going to buy it and then discard Gunn. If he's part of the package as to why it's shiny and making me want to buy it, why would I discard the person that I'm buying? Why would I discard the product? That's like you go to buy a car, right? It's an old car. They done cleaned it up though. It's clean. They done washed it. You go and you like, I don't like the rims. So the owner puts the rims on the car. Value goes up, you buy the car, and then you get rid of the rims. It don't make sense. And just to let y'all know, Gunn would be the rims in this situation. Car looks good, but it needs some feet on there. They put the feet on there, you buy it and get rid of the rims. What sense does that make? So if Paramount did come in and buy it, which, is now Warner Brothers saying, nah, we ain't selling. If Paramount came in and said, we're buying this because of DC and yada, 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 and we see what y'all over here doing, why would I read another reboot for DC? You might well hang it up. You might as well hang it up. DC is done. If they want to reboot it again, I don't care if they go get Zack Snyder. It is done. Out of here. Finito. Finished. They can't go through another reboot. They can't go through another reboot or reset or whatever. I think that's why Gunn is playing fast and loose with a lot of the Zack Snyder character that's coming over. And y'all know him and Zack Snyder is like homeboys. Like they did movies together and everything. But that's not how value works. Let me raise the value, I sell it, and then whoever buys it is just going to discard all the stuff that I raised the value of. Now I could see them discarding, all the debt properties or whatever, cable networks and stuff. I could see them, spinning that off or something like that. But something that added value? The thing is, y'all think James Gunn has not added value to Warner Brothers. And we don't know. The thing is, the way that they fudge numbers nowadays and all of that, we'll never know. We saw the Forbes report. I don't know how true that is. I got to figure out a way to get these tax statements because they are readily available. You can get tax statements from these movies because they are their own LLC and stuff like that. So maybe I'll start doing that. That way we can actually get down to what's the numbers really are, how much money it really generated in the box office. And now they even trying to give us the added toy sales, t-shirt, merch. Like they giving us everything now in regard. And it ain't just Warner Brothers. Marvel is doing it. So you know what I'm saying? It's to the point, who cares? Was it a good movie? I mean, I care because I talk this industry stuff, so I care. But was it a good movie? Was it a good story? Did the people like it? Are people just waiting on streaming? Remember, Gunn put it on streaming fast for a reason. Because he wanted it to line up with Peacemaker. He wanted you to watch it. Stream Superman directly into Peacemaker. That's how he wanted to do. A lot of people thought that it was taken out of streaming or taken away from theaters faster than probably what it should be because it wasn't doing good in theaters. That ain't what it was. At least according to Gunn, that ain't what it was. Let's read this other article. This is from this is from Game Radar. That ain't the one. Wrong one. Wrong one. My bad. Wrong one. Where is it at? Here we go. I think this is the one. All right. Yep, here we go. So this is from Dex Erdo. It says, is James Gunn getting fired? Rumor debunked. Says a surprising report has fans concerned with his claims that James Gunn will get fired from his role as a co-chairman of DC Studios. But is it true? Gunn's tenure with DC alongside Peter Safran has been fairly successful thus far, as the pair has ushered in a new era DC universe with Creature Commando, Superman, and Peacemaker Season 2. All three were met with plenty of praise from critics, and Superman also earned $615 million worldwide, which is fairly successful for the start of DCU since it was the first movie to introduce the rebooted universe. So with that in mind, is Gunn likely to get fired from the DCU? Probably not. And that's how I feel. I don't think, like, why would I fire? Even in the sale, why would I fire this dude? Why would I fire this dude? The report in question came from the Cosmic Book News, which claims Gunn will be dethroned as co-chairman of DC Studios with Sundance Paramount buys Warner Brothers, and that Mike DeLuca, the chairman of Warner. And you know what? That's another thing. Mike DeLuca does not want to head DC Studios. Why would he want to run? Mike DeLuca is not going to be the chairman of Warner Brothers and then take over at running DC Studios. Mike DeLuca ain't that ain't how he get down. This just be people talking out the side of their neck, man. Said it's worth mentioning that yes, Paramount did put in an offer to buy Warner Brothers back in October, but it was rejected as reported by Bloomberg. Scoopers John Rocha and Jeff Sneider addressed the rumor on their YouTube show, The Hot Mic, and debunked it, with Sneider stating, I think it's some BS. He goes on to say, I don't think the Cosmic Book News has any real sourcing or insight into the situation, as evidenced by the fact that they think Paramount's going to buy Warner Brothers, which is not happening, and it's never going to happen. The pair went on to suggest that Paramount's offer to buy WB is merely a way of the two companies helping each other out by inflating the stock price, and it's just billionaires talking to billionaires. Rocha also pointed out that Warner Brothers only just rebooted the DCU, and the company is working on restarting Harry Potter 2. So it would make no sense to restart the DCU again and renegotiate all the various contracts involved. So no, it doesn't look like Gunn is getting fired from the DCU. until we learn more about the studio. So they saying the same thing I'm saying. Like, it just don't make sense financially. They got all this other stuff going on. Got to renegotiate contracts to do that. I know he a comic head, but he is also, you're not running this studio and that studio. Mike DeLuca is not going to be running like 2 studios over there at Warner Brothers. He ain't doing it. As much as you want to see him go on 6, my guy, my pal Jimmy is here for the long run, my guy. Here for the long. Matter of fact, if they get rid of Jimmy, I cash app you a little something. If Jimmy hits the road, matter of fact, when do you foresee this? If let's say WB it does get bought out, who buys them out? And will they make Jimmy hit the road? And will they keep Peter? Because we get rid of Jimmy, they keeping Peter Safran. Are they gonna keep Pete? Jim, you got to go, dog. But we keeping Pete. Like, to me, they kind of like a package deal. They kind of like a package deal. If you say so. I highly doubt that. Highly. They've greenlit too much. You got Lanterns coming, Supergirl. Like, you got too much stuff on the horizon. This ain't Mattel. This ain't Mattel, dog. They got money moving already. They already got money moving. You talk about with Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. I don't think he wasn't, like you said, wasn't a comic head enough. I think he might have been too wrapped up in head canon from being a comic head. I think to me that's what it is. I don't disagree with you though. James Gunn, but see, this is the thing. Gunn ain't gonna be doing everything over at the DCU. He's got his hands in some projects, but he's not doing everything. He ain't directing everything. He ain't writing everything. I think he put his fingerprints on it because he is, the creative side of things is Peter Safran and it's him. Feige to me ain't got a creative bone in his body, so you won't see him massaging things the way that Gunn does, right? And it might seem like Gunn just has his hands in too much, but I think that's just how creative. You know what I'm saying? You give me the head of a studio, I gotta make sure it at least get off the ground the way I needed to get off the ground for my vision. So Feige ain't architect Jack. Don't look. I think now you're just trying to get me to talk shit about Feige. Oh man. Didn't I have a super chat? Buck hit me with a $4.99 super chat. Say DC runs on Batman. Superman has never pulled the numbers Batman pulls in the box office. They had Twilight Boy in the movie and almost pulled a Billy. Superman just ain't never been like the box office darling. I don't know why people keep looking at Superman like it's this big box office darling. Superman is like, Superman is a middle class movie. If y'all understand what I mean by that, like he basically represents the middle. That's the only way I can really put it. Like, he's a middle class guy. He can get you. He might get to 6 figures. He might be a 6-figure guy. But Bruce is a millionaire, man. Well, in the terms of what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, He doing six figures. He can get. He's a Bruce. Batman movies. They make the guap. They do the money. They do the money. So Superman just ain't never been that. And it's hard, like writing a compelling Superman story. I think that's the thing too. James Gunn is giving us a compelling Superman story. And I don't want to say it's necessarily hard to do a compelling Superman story, but you gotta kind of dumb Superman down, depower him, the power scale to write a movie that you can identify with, that you can connect with when it comes to Superman, because he is otherworldly, godly, the way he is. So, just Superman and Batman are just two different spectrums. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why everybody looking at Superman like it was about to do let me take that back. I thought it might get close to $1 billion. I always said that. I always said, nah, I think it can get close to $1 billion. And I believe that up until the point to when I saw Jurassic Park, the start it had and the way, and I'm like, this was just a bad summer. This just ain't the best summer, man. Just ain't the best summer. Bad summer. And I just think the audience, that's the way the audience moves. I think we're still basing things off of pre-pandemic, pre-super stream, everybody got a streaming service. I think we still basing our numbers and our mindset off of stuff like that. And we got to figure out how to move forward too with now everything is on streaming. Everybody will wait. And it's got to be some type of cultural phenomenon for people to show up in the movies the way that they show up. Back then, people ain't just going because it's a rainy Sunday now, or they ain't doing that. They loading up that Netflix, that Paramount, that Hulu, that Disney Plus, and seeing what's on there. Feige got to go. Six Feige got to go. Think of what you can get if Feige was out of here, man. Think of what you can get creatively if Feige was out of here, man. Get him out of here. Or let him fail up. Give Feige another position at Disney. Maybe another studio, a different studio. Let him go head up Disney Animation or something. Give me somebody who want to be at Marvel. I think Feige has ran his course. I think he's tired of Marvel. I think he's tired of Marvel, man. Yes, they both lie. And that's the thing. Oh, what James Gunn lied. Feige lied. Feige lied straight up in your face. Feige will lie right up in your face. At least Gunn, he be dancing around it. Little witty banter. And you can kind of be like, all right, Gunn. All right, James. Yeah, all right, that's some bullshit. But I got you. Feige, though, Feige a lie and then double down on some shit when he lie. When he lie, Liggy. That's what they need to call him. Kevin Liggy. Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. Yeah, he can go head up Disneyland. Let him go head up Disneyland. Let him go head up the parks and stuff. And now, to be fair, he told y'all he wasn't recast. No, he didn't. It wasn't him. I told you what Feige did. Feige said, I got one for y'all. I'm going to let the black guys make the call on that. He lied to the black guys and made them tell us about that. He low down, man. Feige low down. Feige low down. And yep, he been that Blade smoke. He been lying about that for the. I saw something else today talk about Mia Goth is still and I'm like, Mia Goth ain't said jack. When asked about Blade, Mia Goth said she's still signed on. Yeah. Blade is not happening, ladies and gentlemen. It is not happening. That's exactly what he said, Stizzle. Let the Negroes handle it. Let them handle it. If I got it. Get him out of here. Is it really his fault he wouldn't let them put that BS script on screen? Everything is his fault. And they just, all they did, they replaced one BS script for another. For another one and another one. How many scripts did they go through for Blade? Now it's no script. So yeah, it's his fault. Nah, I didn't. I mean, when I saw the period piece, I was like, I'm with you on that. I ain't trying to check for no period piece Blade movie. I'm 100% with you on that. You know, I ain't give Buck no damn. My bad, Buck. Let me give you this, man, for your super chat. I'm out here tripping. Y'all got me in the comments.
I love gold. The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
No, he saved us from me calling his BS out. That's all it is. I really would have had words for him then. My saber rattling. That damn Feige did it again. Nah, man. Let James let Gunn cook, man. Let Jimmy Gunn cook. Sneider writers, y'all stand down. Can y'all just stand down? Y'all didn't support Rebel Moon. Like, y'all don't like Zack Sneider? Y'all don't like Zack Sneider? Give me a quote from Sucker Punch if y'all like Zack Sneider. Y'all like Zack Sneider so much. Go run up The Watchmen. Go run up 300. Y'all ain't no Zack Sneider fans, man. That's one thing that really killed me about the Sneider writers. Y'all not no Zack Sneider fans. True that, Six. True that. But y'all ain't no Snyder fans. If y'all wanted to see his universe survive so bad, y'all would have ran up Wonder Woman 80. What was it? 87? Y'all would have ran them numbers up. Y'all would have ran up the Shazam numbers. Y'all would have ran up, hell, y'all would have ran up Black Adam numbers. If y'all was so in tune with being a Snyder fan, y'all had ample opportunity to show Warner Brothers that y'all was really wanted to support that universe, and y'all did not. Y'all didn't. Y'all didn't support this. Superman, Henry Cavill was in it. Y'all didn't support Aquaman 2. Y'all didn't support Flash. I want to hear that. Zack Snyder will come back. But yeah, man. What y'all think about James Gunn? Do y'all think they're gonna fire him? I don't, man. Because that's another reset. That's another reset.